Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned is what came to mind before. I just posted a piece about abandonment and betrayal and the other woman, and I guess it's trying to describe how painful heartbreak is for us. And I don't even really believe in the word heartbreak, to be honest. I use it because that's what we all use, to describe that. And I just wish that we had better tools to deal with heartbreak. And I just want to really slow this down because it's super sensitive. I even put this filter on because this is about us taking a moment to feel into those places that we would call heartbroken. Those places are where we call it heartbreak because we haven't got the tools or the language or the culture or the initiations or the rites of passage to deal with the grief that we feel when we are with someone and then we're separate from someone. There's very little grace in the heartbreak stories that we have in the Western world. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. And I know heartbreak is like anguish. It's like void. It's like the void of pain and like wells of darkness, and you might never stop falling if only you could get away from it. And I think that's what most of us maybe do, is we try and climb away from the pain, numb from it. A lot of addiction is because we can't handle our pain. We've called something beautiful love that moves on broken. So, and it's the same, the women scorned, the anger, the betrayal, the abandonment, we're cut up because we feel like we're being let down all the time, and most likely we are. And then men, I read an article the other day, men can't stand rejection, and I've experienced that, where they transfer a lot of anger and vitriol and bitterness because you've said no or no thank you. It's like we can't hold rejection and abandonment. So some drop into the well of doom and pain, and others throw rocks and stones. So how can we pour the love in to the parts that feel broken and fragmented? And a lot of the time, I would say that a heartbreak with someone, let's say as an adult, you've experienced a breakup, a lot of that pain isn't even from particularly what's happened in that story. Instead of two people parting ways, it's tapping into all the times your needs were not met in childhood. So the abandonment of a relationship not working turns into major abandonment of, it feels like you've just been dropped off on a different planet kind of abandonment. And you think, well, that's disproportionate. Like, why is this grief so big for this particular relationship that wasn't working for either of us? And it's the core wounds that we sustain as children, when we were not cared for the way we needed, where our needs were not met, where there was emotionally unavailable parents, or maybe some children were ignored, not heard, not seen. not acknowledged, or the child was manipulated, controlled, or told that they were not good enough. All that feeds into our relationships as we grow older. So I've experienced my fair share of heartbreaks and I think that, I think we'll just slow that down. Experienced a lot of heartbreaks, and it's not to not, let's get over it faster. It's more like, where was the gold in that pain? Like, you know, those bowls that are broken, when you put gold in between the cracks to make a whole bowl again. It's that's what heartbreak really is, I think. It's making the vessel stronger for more love next time. So for anyone listening, I think the main feeling I wanted to bring to this today is just a slowing, give yourself a moment, a slowing down of like, wow, you've come so far and you're doing so well. Like loving yourself a little bit more each day. And if you're not, what can you do? Even if it's just drink more water, or say kind words to yourself, or take a moment to pour the love in where you know you didn't maybe get it. Giving yourself the words of affirmation that you long for, the acts of service that you long for. Write yourself a love letter. Buy yourself some flowers, or pick some flowers. How can you be the relationship that you want? How can you honor the needs that were not met? And it's not like we're supposed to get this immediately. If you weren't taught this, or you didn't receive it, your body doesn't even know how to hold the feelings. So be kind to yourself. I don't think we're supposed to have it all figured out. And if you hadn't noticed, the world's gone a bit mad. So staying sane in an insane society is quite a courageous feat, and I think you're doing amazing at it. And that longing that you might feel for, I want to travel, I want to move city, I want to move to a new place, I just don't know where. Or when I get there, it will be X, Y, Z. There's a longing for home over there. Or when you're traveling and you're like, I just want to go home. Or those friends of mine, they're home. That's like home over there. Not in here. If we've not built a feeling of, oh, this feels like home, like this place, this room, this house, this town, these friends feel like home. If we don't have that feeling in the body is going to sort of look for it everywhere else. It must be over there. I don't feel home here. I don't feel home in this house or in this town. It must be far, far away. If I go over there, I'll find home. Well, it doesn't work like that. It might be if you're really lucky, but actually the home feeling is inside you. What can you do to feel home right now in your own body? Of course, there's places and people that make you feel more home, but how can you, the feeling you had with them or in that place, how can you make that happen in your body? Like, remind your body of that feeling. It's an art and it's a habit. It's a worthy one to practice. And when you long for a partner, a Prince Charming, or the perfect wife, you're longing for being held and to kiss. You're longing to be touched. And you're longing to be loved. because something out there is going to make that feeling happen for you. Love is over there. That person has all your love. Only them can give it to you. And maybe it's that person or that one. It's him. Well, I'll give you a little secret right now, is that him or her that you're putting all your ideas of love on, you don't even know what kind of people they are. I would say that's pretty icky. Putting your energy, painting your love ideals onto strangers, like, yeah, there's my one. It's in here. All that feeling that you want to experience with another, of course it's yummy. And if it works, it's beautiful. But you can build that feeling inside you right now. How can you create an environment mentally, emotionally, in your body that feels like love, being held? How can you hold yourself? What does it mean to be held, to feel held by somebody? Obviously, you know, I'm a single mum, and I have been on and off for many years, most of the 13, almost 14. And of course, I know the feeling of, like, I just want someone to be there for me, or, you know, who's looking after me kind of feeling. And that, I know, fair enough. But I don't sit here and wither, wishing, you know, no one's looking after me. I'm open to receiving that, but I also know that feeling of being held and strong and looked after, it's inside. It's an inside job. So how can you build that? I am held. It's like thanking your past and your future self. Like, thanks for looking after me, Sarah. And it's the same with belonging. Once I move and I'm in that tribe and they really like me, I'll belong. Or I hope they like me, I hope they like me. And always feeling uneasy around people and tribe and community. Like, will I be accepted? Do I belong here? And I think, obviously, community and tribes and friendships, they take some work and nurturing and allowing. But really, that sense of belonging is in here. If you have legs, or, you know, if you have a beating heart and blood moving around and lungs that are breathing, you belong. You really do belong here. You don't have to ask for belonging or permission to belong or validation that you belong. You do belong. And it's in here. And I think that's been a pivotal thing for me, is realizing ages ago, like years ago, like, I matter. And, you know, what people think of me, when it's good, I mean, it's lovely, but when it's bad, it's also, you know, it doesn't matter. None of it matters. It's actually how I feel about myself and how I trust myself. And wealth. When I have more money, or I'll be ready when I have that in place and this in place, and then I'll have all that money in the bank, and then I'll be strong and I'll feel good about myself, and I'll know I've made it then. And yeah, so I won't feel good now, but when I have that money in the bank, I'll feel good. And then the money comes in and you're like, wow, that's more money than I've ever had. Something still doesn't feel right. I don't feel good. So longing for home, love, belonging, wealth, it's over there. Oh, I'm not good enough, I don't have it yet. I must be not right. Something's wrong with me. I don't have those things over there. Oh, I'm just gonna sit here, feel bad about myself, and feel at a loss. Like something's missing. when those things come, when I have money, when I have the partner, when I have the house, I'll be whole then, and I'll feel good. So why is it that we have all those things and then we still don't feel good? It's because those feelings are built within your body. Like, so in some schools it's called the felt sense of home, the felt sense of belonging, the felt sense of wealth. Because I remember I had some wealth goals a couple of years back, and then I actually made, I went to Taiwan and I got loads of work and it was amazing. It was a huge achievement. Came home and I was still like, oh, about money, even though there was nothing to worry about. And I'm like, why am I still worrying about the money thing when I've actually got some now? And then realized it had nothing to do with money. It was that my body didn't know how to hold the sense of wealth or of having or of being, it just didn't know how to hold on to it. So it was just still playing out the, we'll never have enough because there's never enough. So what I'm getting at is we just need to stop and pause and go, it's in here. Feeling good is in here. Feeling like we have enough is in here. It's not about an external thing. Partner, take. Money, take. House, take. It's not out there. And I know because I've spun my wheels trying to get all these things. And obviously they're important. But it doesn't, even having all the, that's why they say rich people aren't happy sometimes, even if they have everything. And I think it's this felt sense of fullness, of wholeness, of I belong, I am home. Wherever I am, I'm home. It's so important. And I didn't expect to talk all this time, but that's me, isn't it? I just really wanted to say, just that I think we're all doing amazingly well considering what is happening out there. And if you're not doing well, just know that every day you're doing a little bit better. Just do little tiny steps to holding yourself a little bit more, loving yourself a little bit more. And I still do a little bit more every day. And it's been shocking, actually, that in this last heartbreak, what I noticed straight off the bat was that my headspace, in that first few weeks where you're like, what's happening? Ow! I noticed that my head was being extremely kind. The mental chatter was soothing. It was almost like being cradled. It was like my inner chat wasn't a critique or this is terrible, what's happening, we've lost everything. It was more like, you're a beautiful human. You are a beautiful human. You're kind. You do well in the world. You are a light. You're kind. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Just breathe. Just hold yourself and breathe. We've got this. You've got this. And it just was like that on a loop. I was so grateful for that. And it's taken years to have that. To have a gentle, soothing, beautiful inner chat, inner dialogue, for me was a surprise. I didn't expect it. I thought it'd be chaos and what's happening? And it was gorgeous. I think that's a nice ideal, is to be able to have, I talk about pour the love in all the time, and I suppose I imagine it like this giant cosmic watering can that pours in love where there is pain and cracks, and just having enough, like a breathing space to be like, pour the love in, Sarah. You're hurting right now. Pour the love in. Or feeling uneasy about something, it's like, it's okay, you feel uneasy, just pour the love in. You just don't feel safe right now. You know, this sort of interaction with my nervous system and my inner child and my masculine and feminine and being held and the divine mother and divine father, and like, this is in the Love Again heart retrieval thing is like years of heartbreak and overcoming heartbreak and abandonment, betrayal, rejection, core wounding, forgiveness, rage, bitterness. All these things have come into me navigating, teaching you to navigate your consciousness, to find these almost like workshops of your own that you can go to and start tinkering when something is off in your world. You can go in there and go like, right, this thing is happening, I am pissed off, I need to do some forgiveness work here, or some letting go or something, and then being able to find the place in your consciousness where you can alchemize that. Or when you start feeling scared, your nervous system's all triggered and like, oh, that you can go into the chambers of grief, or the inner child, and start alchemizing the pain that's been there. And then, you know, for belonging, like not feeling like you belong anywhere, is meeting your higher dimensional council. Is amazing. I don't think you can be more celebrated than by them. So the heart retrieval course is kind of like my life's work, and I can't wait to share it. And we start on Monday. And yeah, we do the compassion, the forgiveness. We listen to all the heart stories. We look at how to heal with core wounding, how to listen to the body, how to work with the elements, creating the divine union within, between the masculine and feminine. There's so much in there. And, you know, I use, you know, there's the guided meditations or journeys where you can map and learn how to do that yourself again and again. But then also there's the kinesiology, which, to be honest, my courses are small amount of people because the quality is so high. And I do the kinesiology in small groups, and kinesiology is one of the most powerful healing tools that I've found, and I absolutely love using, so that we can really work with what's in the room. Not like, here we are going to heal this thing. We're like, what's in the room? What as a group do we have here that needs to, what can we work on together? And when there's a group of you working on something that you all share, it's pretty powerful. So I didn't want to talk too much about that right now, but we do start on Monday, and we're a small group, and we could do with a few more people, and it's going to be an incredible journey, and I put my all in, and it'll be beautiful. I hope you found some love and some solace in this video, some soothing balm and some love and tenderness for yourself. You are worth it. You are loved. You are home. You belong. You are wealthy in more ways than you probably know. Thank you for watching. I see you. Lots of love. Bye.